For some, love is a strong feeling. What if you could send it in a... From point A to point B. Zero borders, zero time, zero fees. For us, love is sending crypto. Just send it. Now with SmartSend. Engineered in Switzerland by Swissborg.
Pow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, pow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Pow wow, yo, yippee yay, guys. It's pow number 20. Super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we're going to dive into the love of the community, talk about what's happening in the markets, and talk about how Swissborg ecosystem is flourishing on a daily basis. Even if these flowers right now are actually not grooming as we should be. In this new episode, we're going to talk about obviously the markets. We're going to have to talk about a little bit about SmartSend and how we could really boost it, and then talk about the love of the community. What are your thoughts right now in this bearish, coldest market? Want to first talk about a little bit about the community and about Davos. The World Economic Forum, as you guys know, is for the shapers and the movers, where you see a lot of politicians, leaders, and as well crypto lovers talking about how to change the world and how to get to make sure that we get into more in better environments with social governance. It's really be all about ESG. And I think so at Swissborg, we've been talking about this for some time. And it was really, really interesting to see so many faces. We had a Swissborg van where people were able to scan essentially the car to get a ride and talk about Swissborg. It was really cool to have a lovely team with us of Swissborg. As you could see, there was Alex. There was as well Shane, there was Tabata, Paolo, Elena. It was really, really, really good. And obviously Mario too. It was really good to see a lot of beautiful faces, a lot of people from DeFi, a lot of people from the Swissborg ecosystem that we love so much. And the big thing to take out from there, I would say the number one is 2018. There was only like one little stand, like consensus. Now there was like 15. Like the whole Davos strip was essentially about crypto, and crypto. There's like Polkadot, there was Tether, there was like name them, and they're pretty much there. And I think so. It's really good to have it. We were taking part of the blockchain hub with the CVVC, which was really good. There was a lot of different other partners within that as well. Such as Casper and others, and it was really, really good. We did take part as well in the EM Tech Hub, which was really good with Ilona, and thank you for that, for inviting us as speech. We were as well with SFTA. We did different presentations, I think so, and overall, like always, we did a very good job talking about the future of DEOs, talking about how the indices, the thematics at Swissborg was going to grow and be a very big part of us, ESG thematics, obviously talking about DeFi and risk. I think so. This is a very important time to talk about this and how Swissborg is going to lay out different passive income type of strategies from the Yodel squad. So overall, it was really, really good. And looking forward to next year, which is probably going to be in winter. And we're probably going to have really cool stuff to take place there. So yeah, looking forward to this. So geopolitics and news of the week. Kazakh government records of 1.5 generated from crypto mining. So they're starting to tax the miners essentially in Kazakhstan. And out of that, they're making good taxes, which is good for, I think so, the Kazakhstan, I believe so. I think so in terms of new development, obviously Beacon with Ethereum 2.0, moving proof of work to proof of stake. It is saying that we might see this summer. What I believe is going to be late summer. It's probably going to happen. I would say in Q4. I would probably presume. But it's looking good. Things are getting more and more interesting. Obviously, with Swissborg, you could actually participate to the pool of Ethereum 2.0 by doing stake ETH. That gives you 4% for the generation and the Genesis premiums. USDT, which I met, by the way, the entire team, Paolo and all the different other guys from Tether last week, are launching on Polygon chain. So they're probably going to be growing some of their assets. I think so. Even though, a lot of people, as I explained last week, we have a tendency of having quite afraid about USDT, and definitely meeting the team from USDC and USDT. It's a different company. It's a different beast. However, USDT has been there forever, and we saw that despite the redemption that happened, people did get back their dollars from the 10 billion liquidation that happened in the last 3 weeks. So that's a good thing, and hopefully Polychain will bring essentially more USD to be minted. Another thing is that JP Morgan adopts blockchain technology for its collateral settlements. We've been seeing this now for, I would say, roughly 4 years, where a lot of different settlements wants to be on-chain. JP Morgan being as well a backer of USDC makes a lot of sense, and working strongly with Circle, this could be a new way to essentially do settlements on-chain and therefore be able to essentially be a very good use cases for eventually stocks. This is what we all hope to happen, because if that does happen, this might be a very big game changer for security tokens. Market update. There's not big news there. We still know that essentially, as the economy is not going well, it doesn't look like anything is changing. We're testing the 30,000, as you guys noticed, the 29,000 supports really on Bitcoin. I think so. Which is though quite interesting to see here is that we could really roughly see that. If you look at the moving average, okay, which is a moving average based on 150 weeks, this has been the biggest support since 2014, roughly, okay? And this really, the big moving averages sometimes do work quite well, and we see very well in this case that it was tested in 2014, it was tested in 2016, it was obviously tested again in 2000 crypto winter 2018, in 2020, and now we're not too far from being tested as well. So this shows that we still have some space to essentially go lower, unfortunately. So we could look for a bottom and then obviously have a very nice bounce back whenever there's a new stimulus package coming from the Fed or other news that could come out of, breaking this war, lowering down inflation, the economy happening more, or just people believing in crypto and losing confidence in fiat and really using crypto as an inflation hedge, especially Bitcoin, which has been the massive thesis of 2020, the reasons why a lot of different crypto and a lot of institutional investors, such as hedge funds, got into the crypto space. Another thing to see if people are interested or getting out, we see that the subreddit's comments is still actually as grow as it was 2 years ago. So we're seeing the big believers that essentially are still there, right? We see that there's people into Cryptoverse, ETH Finance, EOS Trader, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. We're not obviously at all times high, far away from that, but that there's still a lot of people blogging and commenting on these different Reddit channels, which shows that there's still belief in crypto like us, right? Question of the week, Laurel. Could Swissborg provide the community some financial insight into what's the company is navigating, the way it's navigating Swissborg through the bear market and numbers? It seems to be tricky for time for crypto exchanges and alike. That is a very good question, Laurel. And I think so, what we have to understand is that there's cycles, especially in crypto. There's the cycle of what is this? Seems interesting. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is gonna change the world. This is changing everyone to, okay, this is a little bit crappy. This sucks, to what is this? Why should we talk about this? And you get these cycles on and on, right? And here we're in the cycle, which is, it might be one of the lower lows. We might go again, to a little bit lower over the summer, where people will potentially have, different things to talk about. and maybe enjoy a little bit the beaches. So what do, right? So the first thing what we always have to do is to understand that we're on a mission. And we're not like just 90% of crypto projects. 90% of crypto projects, such in 2017-18, do not exist anymore. Crypto projects, 90% of crypto projects were in 2020 and 21, probably 80% of these projects will not survive this next bear, which has started already, I would say, in October of last year till, let's say, at least October to this year, probably. So 1 year of crypto winter, right? And the difference is that a lot of people in crypto are here for flipping. This morning, I woke up and I was looking to these degens, like the biggest gurus of degens on NFTs. And hearing them, I was like, I didn't get their point. They're always talking about, oh, this project, let's like buy and mint this project and flip it and put into another thing and flip it again. So it reminds me a little about some DeFi projects where people are essentially going to a new platform, farming their token, selling on the market, then farming the next token, doing that. And by doing these different flipping, you're not creating any value, right? The only thing is you're creating more applications. These applications they're created on new chains, and these new chains are essentially copying themselves, and you're essentially just flipping, creating money out of thin air, fortunately. And then there's some other projects that are opposite, and same for the NFTs, by the way. Not a lot of NFTs are creating great things, right? And a lot of people are not creating great things. And it's to be really focused on a mission. So Laurette, the most important is to make sure that you're focused on a mission, that you're democratizing wealth management by making it fun, making it fair, and making it community-centric. And always putting at first your community and not yourself. If you do that, I assure you, you're in the better place. And that's how people like yourself will be asking these good questions, and why we'll be answering. So that would be really the second. Third, which is very important, is that what you really have to do is retain leadership, but as well big hope. Because we know a tunnel is long, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, right? And for that, you have to continue the show, right? We have to have the powwows, we have to have the crypto nights, we have to have the Twitters and all the love that you guys are bringing, and it has to go back and forth, right? We know that in these days, it's very much harder to get 20,000 views on a powwow, right? When the next bull run will happen, there are high chances that much more people will be watching this live, right? But that's the thing. You have to continue to have hope, to have that drive, and to bring that light, because it will come back. It just always does come back, right? The third thing is, besides having that that mission, having that great leadership, and bringing that light to that leadership. Sorry, the third thing is really to I would say build the best products on the back office, right? Like making sure people are onboarded, KYC is well done, ticketing is betterly done, making sure that the payments is better done. So making sure that the back office is done in a better way. Make sure that we get the right licenses to make sure we can market in different places. Make sure that we have the right products that are being developed with the right scalability, right? Like that, it's just like surfing. You're waiting for that wave. And you're on your board sometimes. Sometimes you pedal again, you go to another place, and then suddenly to prepare to that big nose jump and to get that wave and surf it as long as you can, because it's going to happen. And maybe when you take that big wave, there's going to have a second one and a third one. You never know how things do unfold themselves, but that it's really preparing yourself for the big, beautiful, I would say, storms of community building, but at the same time, sunshine of us growing to all times high in every different way. And I would say the last is to really make sure that you have enough funding. And the great thing is with our CFO and with all our team, we've always been very careful about this, right? We're making sure that we don't overspend. Everyone was like, Cyrus, but why you guys are not spending, like crypto.com or these other companies in F1 and all that? Because we know that this doesn't bring value. We know that giving $5 million sponsorship to all these things doesn't bring the value. And if tomorrow we're VC funded and we have $500 million to spend, maybe we'll do that. But for this time, we don't, right? So we don't think this is the right way to build things. So you really have to make sure you always have 2 years ahead of steady capital that can enable you to grow, retain the right, the right energy, the right resources, the right people in order to grow and catch that next big wave that we're all going to surf together. And last but not least, we know that we build multiple millionaires around Swissborg. And these millionaires, which by the way, definition of millionaire is helping 1 million people for me. But in terms of money, all this accumulation of wealth is always during these hard times, is where people see there's a lot of value that is just desynchronized toward the market, right? If you see Netflix right now that's trading at 75% discount, that's quite crazy. If you see Swissborg that's trading at minus 70 or 80%, that's just crazy. And right now we're at 30 cents, okay? The token at the all-time high is 150. So that's a roughly drop of, I would say, shoot, I can't do this mentally, but it's pretty much 80%, I think so, roughly. To go back to 150, you don't need to do 80% to go back that, right? You need to do 5x. So I'm not saying we're going to do 5x right away, and I don't know when we're going to do 5x. What I know is that we're going to work as hard as possible to discover new all-time high, and we want to be in the top 50 tokens, right? But what I'm saying is if we get back to all-time high, that means you did 5x on what you've invested today, or even maybe a little bit more. So these are things to be considered. Obviously, this is not financial advice. You always have to invest what you're able to lose, or at least able to stake for a long period of time. But these are things to consider. Hope you answered. This is a long answer, but I hope I answered you, Loel. Community sentiment of the week. 4 tiers, 4 community members, 44 community members. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to understand what it is. Everyone is very excited about it. Russell, me, Dolphin, CryptoPhil, Claire, and Crypto. By the way, if you don't follow these guys, please do follow them. They're awesome people. Can't talk more because Danny will be talking about this. But yeah, we're definitely trying to develop a lot of different identities within our network. And obviously, some of you already have these really cool ones, and how you could even have a better role, I would say a more, better role, but on the second time have a better purpose towards developing things at Swissborg network. Community member of the week. There's no introduction for Julianas. Julien has been as a star, rising star at Swissborg. We love him very much. Salut, j'espère que tu vas bien. He's been doing these things in a better way in French through the French francophone community. He's doing really, really well. He looks a bit old. He looks much younger in real life. But maybe all these videos does make him a little bit tired. But anyway, it's a lovely picture as well of him. He's been really, obviously helping a lot the French community, the francophone community. He's been doing a lot of videos on a very objective way, which I love so much. He's not part of Swissborg, just to make things clear. He's been doing so much in a very good way. So thank you so much, Julianas, for all the love, all the courage, and all the hard work that you put wherever you are in the world. I hope you're enjoying it right now. Refill bounties of the week. If you want to be part of a community, you know what to do. We have some new roles regarding compliance. We have as well DeFi community manager. There is less and less roles happening at Swissborg because we're definitely hiring less people, which makes sense because we are in a bear market. But there's still very cool positions. So please apply or refer any of your friends. Quick reminder to send airdrop. The smart send, I think so, was really something to share your love. And would love you guys to essentially make sure that this is happening. You could get actually 10 CHSB for each invite using the smart send until 8th of June. So whoever you send actually 10 CHSB, you get them back. I think so. This is something really, really cool. You could get even more if you get people to essentially get standard users or premium users, even more. So I think so. This could be really a cool way. Again, if people get into crypto right now, there's probably a good chance for them to have a very nice 2 years from now. They'll be very happy to be in crypto. So it's, as you guys know, it's zero fees, zero time, zero borders. Do the smart sends and make it happen, because the loved ones or even random people, I did that the other day. I was just sending out to just random people in my phone. Just took a lot of numbers and just sending them, and say here's 20 CHSB or 30 CHSB, and just sending to random people and just WhatsApping them and say hey, you probably received something from Swissborg, on your message, do account, create your account. Announcement of the week, guys. Very excited to have that. The legal team, you can scan it to see what's going to be happening, but there's going to be AMA with the legal team. They're going to talk about a lot of different things about what's happening at Swissborg, and I think so these things do matter. So let's make it as fun as it possible with the AMA legal time. Regarding the product update, there's a few people that do the tech challenge recently, and some was regarding this week regarding how to have a better onboarding phase where people could get rewarded based on if they're doing KYC and things like that. So really have an activation, because one of our big problems at Swissborg is that a lot of people download the app, do KYC or don't do KYC, and then they drop. They just don't whatever. They just don't start to fund their accounts for some reasons. And we're trying to figure out how we could bring this in a better way. And some was done a little bit more on the reward system, and some of them actually through the Swissborg Academy. So the Swissborg Academy, a way that people could start learning and earning. What's your thoughts about this? I think so that all these guys actually have done a great work. And if we had to develop a Swissborg Academy, what would it sound like? What would it be like? Comment here, and please bring your best ideas. Swissborg and data. So we're seeing definitely a drop in interest in average. So we roughly have people that, every day that being really looking at essentially their app. We're at, I think so, 120,000 people only, which is a bit lower than obviously the good times. Which is more into 300, 400. Looks like people are not consulting as much when they lose. I understand it, but it's a really wrong thing to do, because when you're losing is again when you could build the real things, and this is where it's a good test as well. It's someone saying is if you want to be in shape, you can't just work out now and do
I'm gonna work out for the summer and not eat too much.
No, that that doesn't work. It doesn't. Look, I don't want to say, but I always been thin and quite in shape because I never stop doing any sport. Even if I'm injured or whatever I have, wake up in the morning, I do some pull-ups, these pull-ups. If I'm at work, I'm just doing my abs while I'm just listening to people. I'm doing some shadow boxing. I'm doing, even push-ups between powwows. Any way to be successful in life, it's to have those rules, to focus and do the same thing on and on. It's as hard and easy as that. It's just that you always have to. So what we have to is always, if you want to build wealth and when you be healthy, you have to have this. It's a 365 thing. It's not oh no, I want to go on vacation and just eat a lot of sugar all the time. And no, I think so you always have to be healthy and wealthy, and that means you have to do the things systematically. And unfortunately, it's not the case for everyone. The good thing is that a lot of people that are being performing well are actually doing a lot of the learn page, and people are as well who are actually behaving well, but investing well, as people do a lot of the learning page, but the Bitcoin analysis, the live analysis on different tokens. So it's always the same. The more you put love, the better you do the thing, and the better is your experience in general. And though we still have, I think so 50% of our users that do consult on a weekly basis. So I think so that's the minimum check. That's to check if things are going well. So congratulations to you guys if you're doing that. CHSB and data. So, long story short, things are looking not too good. We only had 200 premiums, which is not great. We like to focus on 500, but that's still 200 premiums, by the way. This is still, I mean, nevertheless, this is still okay. We're close to 4 million, pretty less. The rest is flattish. A little bit more people in the app, almost 134,000. But we could do much better. Come on, smart, send it up, guys. Which brings us to the community in I'm laughing, but I shouldn't.
Community index.
And it's not good at all. Shoot, this is the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. What can I say? Everything's low besides CHSB holders. Social is lower, invitation is lower, active activity is lower, volume is lower, CHSB is lower. I mean, not lower, it's pretty stable, and volume is pretty stable too. Difficult times, guys. Difficult times. We need to think bright out of the tunnel and think how we could get out of this thing. Bring more brilliant ideas and focus on how to bring and pursue alpha. Tomorrow night is Crypto Night with Gigi. Really, really cool guy. Please watch this. You'll be able to participate in the minting of these cool Crypto Night NFTs. Yeah, it's always tomorrow night on Crypto Night. Well, guys, as you know, it is crypto winter. And crypto winter, the good thing is that you could be super cold and, you know, be very tired and just wait for the sun to happen. Or you could do like a very good snowboarding session, ski session, just build some beautiful bonhomme de neige, how do you say, snowmans. You could do ice skating. You could do, what's it called? I forgot what's it called, but you know what it is. The thing that with the broom. Okay, I mean, I'm sure you'll find out in the comments. But I think so that's the point. Is how much pain are you ready to enjoy to really enjoy the next season? And really this is the best time for all of us to really think about how to pursue happiness, how to pursue the best next ride, how to bring the best products, how to build this best community. So many people I've met in 2017 had this hope to change the world. So few people I saw in 2018 and 19 were here on this market. I'm going to see the same thing. We're going to see conferences, less amount of people, but the real people, again, watching this powwow, the real community of people, right? And this is what I love about it. It suffers to see that we're losing so much money. It suffers to see that, you know, DeFi is being tested, crypto is being tested, the world economy is being tested, politics, democracy is being tested. But we know one thing about human beings is that if you're smart enough, if you are driven through a purpose, you're driven through a mission, you're well connected through family, a community, through a network, well, hope is always there. And with hope comes a lot of cool, great things that will happen. So be healthy, be wealthy, and always love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through Swissborg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.
For some, love is a strong feeling. What if you could send it in a... From point A to point B. 0 borders, 0 time, 0 fees. For us, love is sending crypto. Just send it. Now with SmartSend. Engineered in Switzerland by Swissborg.